Hello, it's Saturday night. Welcome to the Jonathan Ross Show. Let's have a look and see who's in my green room tonight, shall we? We have got the king of Wolford himself. The geezer's geezer. Leave it out. It's only Danny Dyer. There he is, ladies and gentlemen. Danny Dyer. Hey, Danny, how you doing? Great to see you. Great to see you. We also have one of Britain's favourite double acts, the hosts of Bake Off. Who doesn't love Mel and Sue? I am super excited to have my next guest here this evening. She is a legendary actor, star of stage and screen. I grew up loving her in The Avengers. I'm still growing up loving her in Game of Thrones. The wonderful Dame Diana Rigg, ladies and gentlemen. Hi, Diana, lovely to see you here. And my next guest is a stand-up comedian, writer, actor, star of the fabulous Benidorm, the one and only Mr. Johnny Vegas. Hi, Johnny. You look impressed. Yeah. Now, you see some scary things on the London Underground, but nothing as scary as this passenger pictured in Beijing, OK, riding the tube or whatever they call it in Beijing. A passenger wearing a watermelon on their head. Holy five a day, that's scary, isn't it? Danny, look at that. Look at his boat race. Is he having a giraffe?
Yeah, he's got a melon on his Swede, isn't he, by the look of things?
He's got a melon on his melon.
Melon on his melon, yeah. Melon that. Melon that is that.
It looks like Phil Mitchell has got travel sick, doesn't it? That's what it looks like. Look at that, it's just occurred to me, because apparently that was a woman, and if her name was Sue, she'd be Mel and Sue. So... you like that?
I get it.
Let's get my first guest out, shall we, ladies and gentlemen? It's all about a kick-off. The one and only Danny Dyer. Here he is. Come on, Danny. Great to have you back on the show. Good to have you. Sit down, relax. It's lovely to have you back, Danny. We've got some fans right there. So, hey, congratulations. I saw Danny last week at the NTAs, the National Television Awards.
Yep.
And you won, for start of the show, EastEnders won, but also you won singly for Best Performance as well. Best Serie one.
Yeah, no.
Congratulations, well deserved as well, I feel.
No, it's a moment, you know what I mean? It was a bit scary walking up there, but I was like inside going, what a touch, never won nothing in my life.
Hold it, you never won any awards before?
Well, no, I've won a couple of others this year, but one of them I cannot remember. I can't remember it. The TV Choice Awards, I would never advise anyone, if you're up for an award, to sit there sucking on tequila.
No.
Because I woke up the next day and I looked across and I thought, I've won. So I could see the award and I thought that means I've accepted it, and I don't remember nothing.
Yeah. So you were now worried about what you might have said?
Yeah, and I had a foul-mouthed rant, didn't I? But, I don't think it was that bad. I thought I was all right. Considering I was out of me nut, I was completely off me nuts.
So on the night of the NTAs, did you get off your nuts slightly?
Nah, I had a little swift Jack Daniels. I thought I'd be quite elegant with it, a bit of ice.
Yeah.
Very sophisticated.
Very classy.
You know, and then I just left it till after. And then...
And do I had a drink when you got home?
Yeah, I got bang at it with my mother-in-law.
Well, that's what I call a party.
Getting sophistication, just me and her sitting there, and yeah, no, it's good, yeah.
But congratulations.
Thank
I mean, joking aside, it's very well earned. Because EastEnders is right at the top of its game again. And I mean, it's a great show, and it's changed very much, I think, since you came in here. Partly, I think, your input, but also the writing. I mean, are they writing specifically for you in a different way now? Are you having a say in that? What's going on?
Well, no, I made the job hard for myself, really, because I thought when I come in here, I want to bring back a bit of the East End. So, they're good writers there, but they're quite middle-class people. So I'm constantly changing the dialogue and I'm freaking their nuts out and have meetings over the word boat race and, you know, I called someone a slice. It's not necessarily Cockney rhyming slang, it's slice, it just means you're not all the ticket. Right? So I go, shut your mouth, you slice, and they'll go, oh, hold up, slice. Oh. So they went phones and that going, no, you can have slice, It's fine.
So do the BBC have an expert on rhyming slang?
Oh, well, they Google it. I say, well, let them Google it. For people who don't know, they go, what about the Northerners? I go, well, let them Google it. It means they're paying attention.
Yeah. What about the Northerners? Let them Google it. There you go.
Well, no, I just think, like, you know, I just want to bring a bit of the East End back to it, so I think it's important.
It is.
But then now I've took on this whole thing about to rewrite the scripts.
So it's more work for you.
More work.
But you live down East still, didn't you? I mean, you're not what we consider East End proper, but you're east of London, aren't you?
I'm Loughton now, yeah, I'm Loughton.
Yeah.
But,
So you still
I only moved out 4 years ago for a council estate, though, to be fair.
Yeah, because there was a while when you were doing fairly big movies, you were going to premieres and stuff, but then you were going back to a council flat.
I can't remember really... really having a career before EastEnders. I know what you're going to say. I didn't really have a career. You're not going to say it.
I wasn't going to say it, but I will now. You didn't really have a career before.
No, it's just completely engulfed my life. It's mad, man. It's just like... I think it's the character I play.
Well,
Let me
Mick
just say now, this geezer don't exist. He's like the perfect husband. He's got a massive slong, right? Got a massive slong. But no, like he's been very supportive.
You know what? Believe it or not, that wasn't on my questions.
But no, he's a really good character to play because he's just like he's almost like the perfect man.
It's a bit miserable though, EastEnders.
Well, that's the game we're in, isn't it? You know, it's like it is. It does. It affects your nut. It does. Yeah. Ain't gonna lie.
Does it wear you out that though? I mean, would you like to go and have a happier storyline? Because at the moment they're right in the middle of it, right again, aren't they? His family.
I don't know if EastEnders does that. I mean, like we, you know, having a laugh now and again. Once every 6 months, you smile. The rest of it, just sob your heart out.
So crying most of the year?
Yeah, no, I'm sick of crying. That does fuck me up.
Do you...
The thing for me is I go there. You know, I go to some dark places in my nuts. That's real tears. So you go home, you're still half crying. The missus goes, what are you doing? Yeah. So, well, I've had a hard day. What are you talking about that hard day? Yeah. Calm down. But, you know, it's...
but it must be exhausting, because you're now doing... It's on 4 days a week now. Never used to be in the old days, it was 3 days a week.
Yeah,
now 4 days a week, that's pretty full on.
No, it was tough for it last year. I mean, they rinsed the life out of me, and I appreciate it, I do, but I was... I mean, towards the end of it, I mean, I'd done 170-odd episodes, and I was so exhausted. I was spewing up, and I ponied everywhere, right? And it was like a crime scene in the dressing room. So I had to give the cleaner extra reddies. I felt sorry for her to go in that room. I went, here's a bullseye. I do apologise when you walk in that room.
Here's a bullseye. Sorry about the pony.
No, get the doctors out and everything.
And so you were...
I won't let her leave until the doctor comes and they said, no, he's exhausted, you've got to let him go home. I mean, I was smothered in shit.
Yeah.
You thought that had been like tell sign,
Just get him home now, immediately.
Get him home. He stinks, look at him, the geezer.
Like one flew over the cuckoo's nest. Let him out now.
No, but it was just, I don't know, it was like, it was just during the Christmas stuff, and it was just so emotional, I don't know, I just lost the plot.
Very intense, yeah. Wow. Here's the thing, you're still making movies as well. You haven't given up that side of your life.
No,
you haven't given up that side. I mean, you can't fit them in right now, I guess.
No, but I did a film just before EastEnders. I did a film called Assassin with the Kemp brothers.
Yeah. Well, that's great with the Kemps. I love the Kemps.
Love the Kemps, and like they're heroes of mine, them two. And they haven't done a movie since The Craze.
Yeah.
It's a good bit of work. I'm really proud of it.
So are you the assassin of the title? Are they the assassin?
I'm assassin. Yeah, I'm the one running about ironing people out.
Good, nice.
So it comes out in March. Yeah.
You must still get offers, but I guess you can't do them.
No, not really. No.
Right now.
No.
So is that a pain for you? Is that something you regret?
You just got to do it on your holiday. So you can't have holiday. You go about a film. Which
is not much of a holiday.
Well, not really, no. And also, you know, the old woman gets the hump, so I make her right. You know, I'm not been about.
Yeah.
I go, baby, I'm just going to shoot off and go and do a film on a holiday. You can go to, I don't know, pay to a chalet in Clacton or something. You know? You've got to look after me, yeah. So...
How long have you been together for? You've been together for a long time.
25 stretch.
Wow, that's very nice. So that's when you put it like that as well.
No,
that's lovely, isn't it?
Listen, it's like being in America, you get clapped for it. No, I love her to death. Without her, I'm nothing. She's like, I've been with her since I was a kid.
Wow, that's sweet.
And, you know, she's been there. She used to pay for me little travel cars to get to auditions and...
I
was a skimp boat. Can't get skimp boat in either. I want to try and get skimp boat. Just for a skin.
When you get home, though, does your partner want you to be more like Mick?
Yeah, she does, yeah.
Because I guess he's someone...
It's the ultimate insult, isn't it? She goes, where's my Mick?
Wow. That's hard.
I go, well, the geezer's got 8 people writing for him. I go, where's my L? And then it all goes off and gets all tricky, but...
Well...
I won't go into that.
There was wasn't there a... There's an altercation you had, or there was a falling out you had, or was a tension that you created when you went on Mr. and Mrs. together. Is that right?
Yeah.
Okay, so for a start, why...
Well, I'll tell you why. I'll tell you why. Right? I went and done a play. I did a Harold Pinter play at the National Theatre with Corinne Redgrave. Rest in peace. Great actor. John Wood. For 300 shots a week, right? Now, don't get me wrong, credibility-wise, it's an unbelievable job. Right?
Can I just translate? That's £300 a week. It's not big money, but
it's not bad, though. It's about working with Harold, who was directing it.
Oh, yeah.
Beautiful. 6 months, but I was skint, banging debt. So I've done something really credible and beautiful.
Yeah.
And now I've got to go and do Mr. and Mrs. because I've got no readies.
Yeah.
And I've got to stand there and I've got to wave at a camera and go like that with my missus and test my relationship.
Yeah. That's tough.
Right?
That's a tough challenge.
Me against Biggins and his boyfriend.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Against Julie Goodyear and a 14-year-old boyfriend.
No, you had me
right?
at Biggins.
Right? No. Right? And we came last. Didn't know a thing about each other.
Wow.
And the question was...
Wow.
Is you have to stand in a booth. It sounds horrible, this. Do you remember, I've just come off a National Theatre, right? So I'm standing in a booth.
Yeah.
I can't see my old woman. She's got a pink paddle, I've got a blue one. And they ask you questions. You've got a match, blue for me, pink for her. And the question was, who's got the best-looking family?
So, now...
Well, I knew she was going to raise the pink.
Right. But do you have a better-looking family?
Well, my mother's up in the audience, her mother is. I love her mother, her family are lovely. They're beautiful. Mine are a little bit more beautiful.
So that's a tough spot to be
it's
put
a
in.
tricky one, isn't it?
Yes.
Biggins think it, that.
25 years of marriage, you think you know a bit about each other?
Well, this is the thing. We split up on the way home in the cab. Split the dough. Yeah, no, I mean, it got really heavy.
Does this still upset
But
you?
it's always been the elephant in the room.
Has it really?
I mean? Well, a little bit, yeah.
You must have cleared the air by now.
We had, and now it's going to
Yeah, it'll be back on.
Okay. So...
When you were on the show last time, you just had a new baby.
Yeah.
OK, and now, how old is your little boy now?
He's 14 months.
14 months. Isn't that lovely? Well, how lovely to have a little man in your life like
He's
that.
a lunatic, this kid. He's off his nuts.
Really?
Oh, my... karma. Yeah.
Well, because you've got two older ones already, haven't you?
Got an 18-year-old daughter, I've got a 7-year-old daughter.
That's quite a spread, then. 18, 7, and now
So
one
every time I
and a
get
bit.
my life back, I have another kid. It's ridiculous.
Yeah.
And now I've had the Tasmanian devil. I mean, this guy's...
He's all over.
Listen, he don't play with toys. He just comes up to you with screws, and you think, oh, what's he done now? So he unscrews the washing machine. He's broke like, everything in the gaff. All the panels are coming off of our lighting on the floor. He says, Daddy, Mummy, and get down. So if you take your half in for 2 minutes, you'll hear, get down. You think, oh, what's he standing on? He's standing on something. You just, all day, and this is what I say about my missus. She runs about after this kid. I don't know how you do it. I mean, I'm 3 hours, and I'm banging trouble.
Yeah. You're
The kid don't want to cuddle. He just wants to run about, smash your gaff up to pieces. Right? Eat. Loves a bourbon. Right? I mean, you need a SWAT team to change his arse. You know, it's like... it's just off his head.
Oh, but...
I love him. He's a beautiful little thing, but, you know, I'd rather have him when he's free.
Yeah. So maybe you could get him away for a couple of years.
Little bit.
Yeah. Well, it's hard work, but that's when you bond, Danny. That's the bonding.
No. Listen, I'm joking. You just forget how hard the baby thing is, you know.
Well, what crazy... I mean, not crazy. Lovely thing to do, but, you know, I suppose you must have forgotten, because to go back into it when you've already had an 18-year-old go through that phase, and then just when she was getting over it...
I think you forget how hard it is having babies, you wouldn't have another one. I think everyone would just have one. Yeah. Bang one out. Go there, do. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
I think I don't know how people deal with twins and stuff. Respect to you, like, because you couldn't have two of him running about. You couldn't do it.
Yeah.
Honestly, you just iron yourself out. You couldn't. It's too much on the brain.
Well, let me ask you about one other thing that came up. Now, you know, before we have people on the show, we give them a phone call and we say, what are you up to and what do you want to talk about and any stories and that. And then something came up and we often ask people whether they have a party trick of any sort.
Oh, bollocks.
And sometimes someone will say, well, I can do this with a spoon, or I can juggle, or I can sing, or play my teeth. We had Keira Knightley on the show, she played us her teeth, and it's just a fun thing that we ask people. And we asked, Danny, I don't think we've had quite such an unusual sort of suggestion or, you know, volunteering information.
Yeah, I don't know why you brought this up, because...
Well, I'm just curious to know, because I didn't hear this from you myself.
No, but what I'm saying to you is, even if I... Basically, right, this is the thing. I've got a very small case of elephantitis. Right, so I've got one massive bollock. And, so it's not a trick. Like, you know, you whack it out at a party and I go, what the fucking hell's that?
Have you done that?
I have done, yeah. Like, I mean, it looks like a jacket potato. You don't want to see that, it's horrible. This is just, I went to the doctors, I said, mate, you got to have a pipe at this. He said, no, he said, you've got no way about that, just you've got a big bollock.
What size are we?
Which one? Which one, Danny?
Well, I like the idea of having 5 cocks, that's good.
All right, but is it that? Are we talking... Oh, Jesus
No, ain't as big as
Christ.
that. No,
So it's halfway between a mango and a pineapple.
I'd say it's a little bit smaller than that pineapple, yeah.
I noticed, unsurprisingly, that Dame Diana Rigg isn't joining in with this party.
We were getting on really well and talking about postcodes in London. and about, you know, Virgos and Cancerians. And then you bring up the size of your testicle. I pick up a pineapple and suddenly she's not going to return me calls.
I do apologise. Well, it's down to him, that is.
Danny, it's great to have you on. Will you stick around on the couch for me, please?
I'll slide up
Please do. Danny Dyer, ladies and gentlemen. Danny, great to have you back on. It's so much fun. Still to come on the show, Mel and Sue, Dame Diana Rigg and Johnny Vegas, so don't go away. Welcome back to the show. Let's get my next guest out. Yes, you've seen them on their new chat show, I hope, and of course you've seen them on the Great British Bake Off, where they're famed for their saucy puns. Let's get their hot buns out here and on my sofa. Will you please welcome Mel and Sue?
So good. Lovely to see you. Hello. We've got the rest of the buns up.
There's Danny.
Very proud.
There you go. Get your buns down there.
Oh, hello.
How lovely to have Mel and Sue. I'm so thrilled you're on the show. Thank you for coming on.
Thank you for having us.
So congratulations to you as well. I was just congratulating Danny. NTA's, the Great British Bake Off won, and the category was Best Skills Challenge Show.
Catchy, eh?
The remarkable thing is how huge that show is, and yet when you were first offered it, you didn't think it was necessarily going to lead that way, did you?
I have no ability to work out what is a good thing to do or not, so said no, because that sounded ludicrous.
So you actually said no to it?
Yes.
No, twice.
I said no twice.
I said yes immediately. I was desperate. I hadn't worked for quite some
Neither had I.
years.
I hadn't worked either, but I just thought, no, it just sounds... They hadn't got... I don't think they got Mary on board yet, or Paws.
Yeah.
It just was like,
No.
it's you in a tent over an entire summer holiday, looking at people making a sponge.
Yeah.
And when they put it like that,
Yeah.
it doesn't draw you.
Danny would have
I
done
said
it.
yes to that straight away.
But you must get... It must be so hard for you not to play favourites. I mean, I know you don't decide who goes through or not, but there must be times when you're on one team or the other. You're feeling for one person and...
Oh, it's... Yeah, I mean, look, there are 12, usually, or 13
You always know
sometimes.
the first to go, and then there's a sort of... They're hit pretty hard by it, but you can always tell from the first bake, ooh, dear.
Yeah.
And then you slightly dissociate yourself from them, because you don't want to get too emotionally involved,
Can't.
because they're going down the tube.
It's like they're the runt of the litter.
It's awful.
Yeah.
It is awful now I've said it out loud.
They are genuinely, though...
Lovely.
Really lovely.
Yeah.
We've had one or two slight divas.
Mm-hmm.
Out of the whole blooming bunch.
Yeah.
But they're lovely.
Were they divas, you think, deservedly? I mean, were they super good, or were they the people who had an inflated opinion of themselves?
Well, yeah. Sometimes television changes people. So
It's
that's
amazing.
all we can say.
It's amazing how quickly, though.
Yeah, they turn on a sixpence.
They turn.
And they haven't even been on. It hasn't even been going out yet, has it?
No. Week one, literally... Oh,
They were all lovely. Look at that lot.
Oh, lovely.
Yeah.
Week three, oh, darling, this bowl isn't big enough. Bring me extra strong flour. This is, you know, literally. Yeah, amazing.
But this year, of course, was sort of Battergate or whatever it was, or Freezergate or Alaska-gate or...
It was
Baked
the
Alaska.
Baked Alaska
Yes.
that was taken out of the freezer by one person, and then it seemed, in the way we saw it, like it was taken out for quite a long period of time.
40 seconds, John.
41.
41 seconds, but I'm so glad it was on Newsnight.
Yeah.
Because what I hate is news taking up Newsnight. It really annoys me how much news gets into my grill, so I'm really glad we could just put some sort of baking stuff on there. It's just silly. It is... You sometimes need people to sort of telescope out and go, it is just a Hungarian sponge or a gatto. It isn't, you know, we don't need to go to war over it, and people's lives don't need to be ruined. And I think this year was difficult because you could see how people were getting trolled online, and it's not nice.
Yeah. You know what I love seeing about you two is that your chemistry on screen is terrific. Did you click immediately? How long did it take you to get together? as a
27
partnership?
years.
The drill.
We met, and a long time ago, at my first ever gig at college, I was dead. I was given 20 quid by my mate to do an open spot, and Mel was there. And it's one of those things, we were both very drunk. But, you know, it's rare in life when you meet somebody and you think, I'm going to know you forever, until the day I keel over.
And did you started performing together immediately, or did you...
We were mates before any of that happened, but we left university both with really...
Bad
quite shite degrees.
Terrible degrees.
And we were both doing jobs. I worked at Jongleurs Comedy Club, not as a performer, as a barmaid.
Okay.
Thanks for that, because people don't know how barmaids work. I worked cleaning toilets.
And you did, she did door-to-door sales.
Door-to-door sales, and I cleaned toilets.
I cleaned for my mother. My mother paid me to go to her house and clean for her once a week.
That's not a proper job. That's your mum taking pity on
know.
you. We all know that.
I did babysitting, you know, like everyone does.
Danny, worst job you've ever had then?
Probably standing in a lift. Weren't even good enough to be a labourer, so I was on a building site and they wouldn't even let me, like, put stuff in skips. So I just stand in a lift, just press the button, go up and down. But what floor, mate? There's only one floor.
How
It's
long
to the
did you
top.
have? Just one floor?
It was 2 buttons, so I had to press one to go up.
Did you have a
It
uniform?
wasn't even like a proper lift. It was like a moody one made out of wood. Like a... What's it called? Not a utility lift. What would it be called?
The workman's...
Silent wait.
Tradesman.
Waiter.
It's a bollocky lift, right? And I'm in it, and I've got to press one button to go up and one to come
Could
down.
they press their own
All
buttons?
day. And I just made a film, Human Traffic, and it hadn't come out. So I was half telling people, going, I'm not an actor. They go, yeah, of course you are, mate, yeah. They've gone, I've got a film coming out, it's going to change everything. It's the bollocks. It's like, it's proper,
it was a great
come on,
film
I'm just
and a-
going up, mate, don't want to hear it. But paid more than the National Theatre.
Yeah.
Anyway.
When this goes out, watch it on Saturday and there'll be some
Subtitles.
subtitles at various times.
Welcome Trainspotting.
So you guys are back doing a talk show again. This is on ITV. It's in the afternoon, 4 p.m. every day. And are you into the groove now? Have you found yourself back? You found your sort of
We're
equilibrium
approaching
again?
the groove, yeah.
It's so much fun.
It is fun.
It's really posh, sorry, it's so much fun.
Jolly good jokes.
No, it is. It's really... I can't quite believe we've been given the chance to do it again.
And live, of course.
Oh, live, man.
So the smoke
live.
alarm went off, and there was a real moment when I thought, will this carry on for the next 50 minutes of the show? Just this very loud, high-octane noise.
So why had the smoke alarm gone off?
Somebody was sizzling mutton on the hob and it went a bit
It blew
crazy.
up.
Right. We should establish that was probably part of the show, or that was just they were just doing it.
It was... We have a home cook on the show every day, which is really nice.
You know, one thing I didn't realise until reading up on you is, and we've all, those of us who've been in TV for a long while, we've seen younger people come up and sometimes go on to greater prominence than us even. For example, years ago, my warm-up guy was Alan Carr on the show, and now he's gone on and won the NTA Award, Best Chat Shows, beat me, beat Graham Norton, and he's a lovely fella.
Yeah,
Feel
he
for
is.
him. Did you not have a fairly well-known warm-up guy early in the day as well?
Dermot
O'Leary.
Dermot O'Leary.
Was our warm-up guy.
Yeah, he was brilliant.
And he was always destined for greatness, actually, that boy.
Such a lovely lad.
Lovely lad.
Gorgeous.
And he was gorgeous back then as well?
Oh,
Oh, just as he is now. Just totally
beautiful.
himself.
A great
Lovely.
parmesan off his chest, and I did. One very long, long summer night.
Did you ever feel a spark of interest in him, for him, or from him?
Now, we both have shared some interesting times with Dermot. They may or may not have been sexual. Melanie claims... Right, I think...
What? I snogged him, mate.
Mate,
Tongue
you
him.
didn't snog
Did
him.
I not snog him?
No.
You tell me, mate.
I don't want to tell you who you did snog, because we're on the television.
Hold
But
it,
when
so,
this is
hold
over-
it. So you
What?
previously...
We used to behave very badly. We were kids, right? She disappeared for a while to the ladies' box, and
It
she
was-
said
yeah.
it was bedlam. We
This was
snogged
when you were
everybody.
doing the show, or a party afterwards?
It was an
Party
end-of-term party.
OK,
so we finished the show.
So this is when you're making light lunch back in the late
Yeah.
80s... when is it?
We're a bit
Mid-90s?
younger.
Sorry, that's me,
We're
sorry.
65.
No, it was the late 90s. It would have been sort of summer 97, something like that. So we're having a bit of a merry old time, you know.
I think I was copped off with the whole band, and Mel claimed she went off and gave Dermot a little bit of a special
I thought
moment.
that's what happened.
And you thought this happened, but now you want to set the record straight. You don't think this did happen?
I'm not sure. I'm not sure.
With me? Who was it with? If it wasn't Dermot.
Who was it?
I think it might have been our boss.
Wow.
I think it might have been our boss.
They're filth, aren't they, these two?
Wow. Paul Hollywood's at home saying, I can't wait for the party at the end of Bake Off. It's so lovely to have you here. Are you going to stick around? I hope you will. I'd love you to meet Dan
course.
down. Ladies and gentlemen, will you join me in saying thank you for now to Mel and Sue? After the break, I'll be chatting to Dame Diana Rigg and Johnny Vegas will be out here as well. Don't go away. Well, we've still got Danny here and Mel and Sue, but let's get my next guest out. She was, of course, Emma Peel in The Avengers, one of my favourite TV shows of all time. Currently, she's one of the stars of Game of Thrones, which I don't know how many people watch that. Danny, do you watch Game of Thrones?
Yeah, I went up for it. Didn't get it. You know, everyone else is in it, but she's brilliant. And she's
She's brilliant.
It's Dame Diana Rigg.
Here she is, ladies and gentlemen. It is, as he said, Dame Diana Rigg.
Lovely to see
I'm
you.
thrilled you're on the show. Thank you so much for joining
I'm thrilled to be here, sitting with a giant cojones.
Yeah, well, you say cojones because you just came back from Mexico, didn't you?
Yeah, lots of cojones there, and they're always scratching them.
Wow, yes.
The waiters come up and say, "What do you want?"
Nothing that you've touched.
Yeah, exactly.
Was that work or pleasure? Why were you out
No,
there?
it was entirely pleasure.
Wow.
And lots of mojitos and margaritas.
Wow, so you enjoy a drink?
Yeah. Oh, yeah, do I? Cocktails, yes.
Yes, well, it's a great invention.
Yeah, it is.
OK. What an incredible career. There's so much we could talk about. I mean, I grew up loving you in The Avengers, but let's get onto that maybe later. First of all, let's talk about what you're doing now, because on Game of Thrones, every scene you're in, I adore. You're setting the screen on fire. Were you a fan of the show before they came and asked you to be in it?
I hadn't seen it at all, but the writers are absolutely great, and they give me wonderful scenes. And I'm not supposed to give the game away, but in the next season, I do have a scene where...
Hold on. So I'm going to give you a spoiler alert now.
Yeah,
so
absolutely.
you can't get cross with us. And if you're in the audience, you don't hear, cover your ears, but...
No, it doesn't really spoil anything.
Oh, in that case, uncover your ears. It's okay.
And I walk into this whorehouse, which has been trashed, and I'm surrounded by bits of dildo, because they decided that dildos in those times were made with clay. So they're sort of kind of bits of clay dildo everywhere. And I thought, this is rather nice. I could have a photograph taken and use it in my next birthday card.
It sounds almost like a scene from EastEnders, doesn't it, Danny?
Well, it sounds like a proper gaff, I know that.
And if people haven't seen it yet, and I don't know who's watching, how would you describe Lady Olenna? How would you describe that character?
Well, she's an old bag, isn't she? I mean, she's evil and naughty, and she survived long after everybody else gets killed off in one way or another.
Let's have a look.
I wasn't originally meant to marry your grandfather Luther, you know. He was engaged to my sister, your great-aunt Viola. I was to be given to some Targaryen or other. Marrying a Targaryen was all the rage back then. But the moment I saw my intended, with his twitchy little ferret's face and ludicrous silver hair, I knew he wouldn't do. So, the evening before Luther was to propose to my sister, I got lost on my way back from my embroidery lesson and happened upon his chamber. How absent-minded of me. The following morning, Luther never made it down the stairs to propose to my sister because the boy couldn't bloody walk. And once he could, the only thing he wanted was what I'd given him the night before. I was good. I was very, very good.
So, Game of Thrones, so you finished the next series that we're going to see from April onwards, or you're still filming it?
No, did that.
Okay.
Dildos, did that.
Okay.
It's rather interesting when I meet people who see it and or the people who don't see it. And the people who see it are obviously interested in incest and sodomy and all the sexual permutations.
All the
go on
intrigues.
there.
I love it.
Yeah, it's great for that, isn't it? And also limbs being chopped off and all sorts
Well,
of
it's
stuff.
violent, it's full-on, it's sexual, and it's also
But
drama.
it's witty as well, which is what I love about it.
But you play a tough woman, and you've played tough women a lot in your career, haven't you? I mean, the interesting thing about when you look back at the Avengers, I grew up thinking, and I think this was the line that was handed out, that you were this very strong feminist character in the show, and that had been intended, but it wasn't necessarily written that way, was it, initially?
No, it was meant for a man, originally, and then the man didn't continue in the part, and then Honor Blackman took over, and they didn't change the script, and suddenly this woman had all the accomplishments of a man, which in fact was ahead of its time, because in the end women, of course, had those accomplishments and were able to look after themselves and be completely independent and have a parity with men, which is absolutely right.
But back in the day, you didn't... When you were making it, you didn't have economic parity, did you? I mean, you weren't being paid what you should have been paid on that show.
No, I was paid less than the cameraman.
Oh,
I
no.
was.
I bet he didn't wear that outfit half as well as you did.
And so, did you fight for that, or did they eventually just wake up? Because you became a huge star as a result of that, so I guess they couldn't have done it without you as well.
Well, I don't know. It could have been somebody else, maybe. I don't know. All I know is that I found out I was earning less than the cameraman, and I said, just wait a minute. Hello? And suddenly I emerged as this rather mercenary creature who'd said it's not good enough. But sure enough, you know, the salary went up, and as the salary went up, so you were treated with more respect.
I mean, working with Patrick McNeil, I'm sure he supported you in that.
Oh, he was adorable.
Oh, the combo. Look at that combo.
No, he's just adorable.
So I'm thrilled to hear that he was lovely to work with, because you don't want to hear anything else
the best. Yeah, very much so. In fact, most people I work with are nice. I mean, I haven't come across a lot of shitbags.
No.
Who's the worst shitbag?
Who's the worst? Come on,
My
Dame
lips
Diana.
are sealed. No,
Tickle her.
George Lazenby was a bugger. He really was.
OK, well, this was, for those who don't remember, this was James Bond, very briefly, but he kind of fumbled that opportunity, didn't he? Quite magnificent.
He was really good in the movie.
Yeah.
But he got so big-headed that the producers couldn't handle him. I mean, he was just really, really difficult.
But, Danny, you'd love to play Bond, wouldn't you?
I'd like to do a Cockney Bond. I think there's room for a Cockney Bond. I think... Out the lager, shaken, you know, not stirred. Yeah, I'd love to have a go on that, you know what I mean?
Because I know you would love... And Sherlock, they wouldn't come knocking to you for Sherlock.
Well,
can you do
that,
posh...
they won't, no, because you just completely ruined me, but...
Well,
maybe, you know...
Listen,
I think
are you limiting your career?
No, I
by
think
being a sort of upfront Cockney?
No,
Could you do
I think...
Hamlet? Could you do...
No, do you know what? Do you know what? I couldn't be bollocksed. And I respect it, but it's a tough gig, and I respect anyone that does it. I think I could do Sherlock. I think it's a great role. Doctor Who, something like that.
Would you change your accent if you did Sherlock?
No, because I can't.
Would you pass it down to Danny?
Yes, my love.
I've got on there some quotes from Sherlock.
Well, that's good.
We can have a list.
Very good idea.
Let's see. You can try them in posh if you want. Diana can give you a lesson.
Acting workshop,
Do the
Les.
snogging.
Loose and limber.
Right.
Loose and limber. Here we go.
OK, first line.
Come on, Danny.
Tense.
Come on. All ears.
It is an old maxim of mine, when you have excluded the impossible, whatever remains, however improbable, must be the truth.
That's
so
erotic.
good.
I'm there.
Yeah, but imagine it in Cockney. Why not? Why not? What? It's an old maximum. Why not? When you have excluded the impossible, whatever remains, however improbable, what must be the truth, no?
Watson, you've just mugged me off. What's wrong?
Slow down, Watson. What's the matter with you?
You've got a great timbre.
Got a good
to your
voice.
Timbre.
Lovely timbre.
Always had a good
We
timbre
discovered
about
a whole
me.
new
Always
face.
That would be his one giant bollock that gives him that. That's right. Before we end this part of the show, I want to show a tip, because I'd never met you and I'd always been a fan. And then I heard you in Extras, and I thought, I'm curious to see what Ricky does with in Extras. And it was one of, I think it was the funniest moment in the whole series. It's a moment I love, and I'd love to show it in. But you immediately said yes to this.
Of course.
Yeah.
Oh, it's lovely. I mean, the point about being my age is you don't want to be pompous about yourself. It's the last thing you want to be. So when I was offered this, I said, absolutely, yes, immediately.
Well, I think this shows someone who's completely got no pomposity about them whatsoever. Just enjoy this again.
You unravelled it. Ready for action. Let's just hope it's big enough. Can I have my Johnny back? May I have my Johnny back? May I have my Johnny back? Please. Yeah.
It's not called a Johnny, though, is it?
Durex?
No, that's a brand name. May I have back my prophylactic or sheath?
May I have my prophylactic? Prophylactic. Can I have it, please?
Yes. Excuse me. Haven't you forgotten something?
Oh, thank you, Dame Diana.
Dame Diana Rigg, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you so much. That was fabulous. After the break, we'll all be joined out here by Johnny Vegas, so don't go away. Welcome back, ladies show. Let's get my next guest out. He is, in my opinion, one of the country's finest stand-up comics ever. Not only that, he's become a terrific actor in both serious and comic roles. Will you please welcome the reliably unpredictable force of nature that is Johnny Vegas!
All right.
Johnny Vegas, ladies and gentlemen.
Oh, sorry.
Johnny. Great to see you, Johnny. Take a seat.
Thank you.
Hey, big congratulations, because I was talking earlier on with Danny about his little boy, and you have just found out recently that you and your partner are expecting another baby. Is that right?
Yeah, we are. And I love that nervousness of going, not another child that has to live under the parentage of a man like this.
I suspect
Well, you
you're
could sense that in the room, couldn't you? You go, I believe you're having a child, and people went, fucking hell. Here we are. We're having a little boy.
Oh, how nice.
Hopefully.
Huh? Well, you must. You
Well,
know.
that's what the tests have said.
Okay.
There was one of the main newspapers in Ireland, where a close source said that they don't know the sex, and you're going, we do. We put it in the first tweet.
Well, this is the picture you tweeted already, and you put the, that's a very clear scam. I've never. Oh no, they've had. Did you put that on there?
I didn't. That's what my wife did. That. Maya did that, and she went, look, there's one way of proving it's yours.
Well, you've already got a son, Michael. Now, how did he take the news that you have another baby on the way? How old is he, first of all?
Michael's 11. Okay. He was amazing. He went quiet for 7 seconds and was actually listening and wasn't thinking about Minecraft. Trying to get away from the dinner table. He did genuinely go... And you could see his eyes processing. And then he got up and went and hugged his stepmom. And just went, it's like, no, I know, but don't do that, because it's too open a wing for it. He then sat on the couch and did an impression of that kid on YouTube going, why? Why you? He's got that sarcasm, but he was... I think he thought we were winding him up.
Yeah.
And there's things that you don't wind kids up about. You don't go, you're having a brother!
Yeah.
No, you're not.
But what kind of a dad are you? Because I imagine your children are having or your child so far, and your one to be, very different sort of upbringing to the one you had. Very different circumstances, very different life.
It's a totally different life to my dad. You try and impart the same. You must have it at home.
Yeah, I bet.
Telling you about limiting yourself. I am now learning, with my son at night reading, going... I've realised how I drop T's at the end of sentences and how I... So at night, we try and read properly.
You're doing pretty well, baby.
Oh, then die.
You tell him that he's got range, and you tap me like I've got learning difficulties.
I apologise.
Go home, old soldier. Said Joe to the old salty dog. I've had all the voice training, and it just dips off. And I've realised that my son has got a bit of growing up in London and a bit of northern, and it's both of the words meet where he goes, oh, there's nothing, my problem. Whereas I want him to go, tease, you know what I mean? There's certain words you can't be arsed with, and that's all right.
But you want for them what you don't necessarily have for yourself. So you're kind of trying to make him...
I didn't think I had a problem until I came to London. And I got in a cabinet going, hello, I'd like to go to central London, please. And all I hear is, oh, shit in your cab.
No, that's funny.
Get out, you sicko.
But you're doing, as Diana said, so well. I mean, Benidorm is great. Are you watching Benidorm, ladies and gentlemen?
I know. So
you're
you're
fabulous in it.
comparing my emotional development of living in London to being in Benidorm.
No, because...
Thank you.
Benidorm's a huge hit, and deservedly so. Friday nights, it's on ITV, and I was delighted to see that in this week's episode, you were on screen with Joan Collins. That's pretty exciting. Was that fun to do, working with Joan? She's another dame as well, isn't she?
Yeah.
Much like Diana, you don't know what they're going to be like until you meet them. And last time, I met Joan Collins, was on a chat show with you.
Yeah.
On another channel. We all make mistakes. And she was in the green room and didn't know that I was a guest. And I sat down and I sat there and I go, "Hi, Anne," she went. And she kept pulling these facial movements, you know, going, "He keeps talking to me." One of the mad ones has got through. But the minute you had her on and chatted to her and then you introduced me,
then she knew.
I could see the look on her face of going...
But did she...
They're giving obese people work.
Was she apologetic at all? Did she feel like she treated you badly?
No, she didn't. But when she turned up on Benidorm, she was just... She was... I've got to say, she was lovely.
Have a look. This is last night's Benidorm with Johnny and Joan Collins.
Perfect timing. I just opened a bottle of... Oh, my God! Oh!
Hostia.
That's not what it looks like.
I see you are busy. Maybe we talk another time.
No.
I've made a terrible mistake.
I'll be the judge of that.
So good. You think maybe she saw more than you intended?
Yeah, I'm lying on the bed and I'm sort of going, "Oh, God, OK, she's coming in, she's coming in. Don't think about how you look, because it's not a good look for you." She walks in the room, does this brilliant gasp, and you go, "That's why she's an amazing actress." And it turns out my boxer shorts were split. Right up the side, and the...
Hampton Wick was hanging out.
The cock was beginning to crow.
I bet she was thrilled.
Yeah.
Not really.
Why just...
I think she channeled it into her...
Oh, really?
reaction.
Oh, really? Yeah, well, okay, fine.
And I don't know. No, because you're really nervous going... It's like kissing someone in the scene, isn't it? You know what I mean? Anything that you have to do where you go, "It's all right, this," and you try it out like it's casual, but you go...
It's not right.
Not really.
Not
It's
right.
kind of not.
No, I love all that. See, that's a result. That it's legal. It's legal. You're allowed to kiss people.
Do you like watching
What, if it was
yourself
Joan
back?
Collins, yeah, I think I've rung the bell, yeah? I've rung the bell.
Yeah, but it's really hard kissing someone on screen. It's really hard doing love scenes. I actually don't enjoy it. Seriously, would you kiss someone as you would...
Yeah, no, I think that's how you do it, yeah. I think that's the way you go about it.
Well,
isn't
you
it?
would kiss them like you were kissing in real life.
There's no such thing as a stage kiss, and Dame's going to tell me
Excuse
different.
me?
Oh, wow.
No, I think if you're going to tongue someone, you're in love with them on screen.
You don't tongue them
Shouldn't
on
say tongue,
stage.
but
You
no,
get
no,
a
no,
slap
no, but you-
face if you tongue
No,
them
you
on
sell the role, so therefore you kiss someone like you're in love, so
yeah,
therefore you
yeah.
kiss them
You
how you
lock
kiss.
lips. So you don't use the tongue?
I always
No,
love it when,
no.
when you're watching a film and they're kissing and you know that somebody's laid the sound on afterwards and is going...
But Danny's saying he would... you
I'm
consider that
saying
bad
that
acting, I guess.
Not method, it's the only time I get method, is that if you're married to someone, say you've been married to them for 20 years and like EastEnders on screen, then you'll kiss them like how you kiss...
Nah, I don't think if you're with someone that you're ever comfortable kissing someone else. And if you kiss someone like you kiss your wife...
But can I say, I've been married 25 years. Me and my wife, we shake hands now. We don't kiss them.
If I was doing a movie where it was prison and I was going to force
Because I know you're going in there.
We need a scene. We need a scene. Right, you've cheated on your tax and you've been put in prison and you've been put in big boy's cell. I'm Mr. Jonathan Ross. I shouldn't be here. I'm above the law.
I shouldn't be here. Okay, so you want me to be quite dominant?
Yeah.
Am I in
but
jail?
you should be like, you're scared. It's your first night in prison.
How come I've got a desk in jail? I don't understand.
It's a white collar
Okay, I'm in jail. I'm a bit scared. So I'm in the cell. I'm a bit...
You've just sat down.
Okay.
I've walked in going...
Okay, you the daddy bear.
Yeah, okay. nice to have some company. It's nice to have you here.
Thank you. Thank you.
The hair is good. The wig is coming loose.
I like your work on telly.
Wow. We could do an interview if you like.
And then it's like that.
I've got to say...
So you wouldn't have the time to prepare for that kind of screen
I've
kiss.
never been kissed with such passion. Never.
And yet, no tongue.
No.
But quite a lot of stubble. So you're a fan. You must be a fan of Game of Thrones, aren't you?
Love it.
Did you get asked to audition? Because Danny said he did go to an audition for it.
I've been up for it three
Sure.
times. 3 times, got 3 knockbacks. One was Piper. Is it Piper?
I'll put in the word for you. As long as you lose the cockney act.
Yeah, but there's companies, isn't it? There's companies.
No, that's what I'm saying. There's a couple of cockneys not going to bear. There's a couple of chimney sweeps. You know what I'm saying?
That must be the worst thing about your profession, though. I don't understand how you can keep going for auditions and keep getting knocked back.
You've got to pay the bills. What else are you going to do? Stand in the lift?
But it
press
must
the 2
be-
buttons.
Johnny, have you been knocked back? You ever had bad auditions?
What do you think?
Okay, tell us...
That's like asking, have you had your trousers fall down when you've run?
What's your worst audition you can remember?
When I started out, there's a voiceover for I Can't Believe It's Not Butter. And I was playing the part of the butter that's not butter.
Listen, that's a good gig.
Yeah,
that's a good gig, that.
So I thought I had a handle on that. You know, you go, I'm butter, but I'm not butter.
There's a few quid in it, John. I know that's the thing. It's like, what, a few quid? You know what I mean? You're playing butter, but you're not butter.
The first one ever, you
500
go...
bags a year.
When you tell your mum and you go, guess what they're willing to pay me if I pretend to be butter, even though I'm not. She's going, what do you mean? Well, are you margarine? And you go, no, I'm not margarine. I'm butter that's not butter. And your mum's going, well, what are they going to pay? And you go, I don't want to tell you in case I don't get it. But caravan, here we come. I go down for the job. I get shunted into a room and they go, right, go on, just, why don't we do a read? You know, they go, why don't we do a read and then we'll chat about it afterwards. Yeah. So my first read of the lines, I do it, and this director, God knows how many voiceovers he'd directed up until this point, presses the button, he goes, yeah, that was all right. He went, can you try it again, but this time, can you do it with intrigue? Imagine, and I'll never forget this, he went, imagine you're Michael Caine from the Ipcris Files.
As butter.
As butter. And do you know what the line was? What? To 2 corns on the cob.
Oh, yeah.
Go on, girls, rub it into your kernels. So I read the line, and he just went, thanks! And I was ushered out, and the woman, she went, don't feel bad, it's a very hard part to nail. All the best have read for this. I get outside, I rings my mum, and my mum went, did you get the part? And I went, no. And she went, why not? And I went, because I can't make a blend of butter and fucking vegetable oil. There's butter. Intriguing enough.
You can't make it intriguing.
And she went, is there any other parts? And I went, yeah, there's a disgruntled boiled egg. You'd have been great as that.
Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Johnny Vegas. Johnny, as a wonderful. Diana, thank you so much. Thanks to all my guests tonight, ladies and gentlemen. I'm sure you'll agree they were all splendid. Next week, I'll be joined by Stephen Fry, Freddie Flintoff, and American comedy superstar Kevin Hart. I hope to see you then. Thanks for watching. Good night, everybody.